Okay, now we're going to have a look at how we can actually create a report that includes a calculation. The first one we're going to have a look at is what we call a grouped report. If you have a grouped report and also include a field within the report which has a numeric value, then Access will create the calculation for you automatically. Okay, so we're going to say create report wizard. Remember, you can create a report on a table or a query, but we're going to just base it at the moment on the table clients. I'm going to take forename, surname, address, town, postcode and cost. Click on next. We're asked, do we want to add any grouping levels? We do. I'm going to group by town. Click on next again, and I'm going to sort by surname. We have the summary options box available to us. So when we click on that, Access has quite rightly picked up that the cost field has a numeric value. So we can get total cost, average, minimum or maximum. So we're going to click on sum to work out the total cost for each location and also the grand total. Click on OK, click on next, again put it into landscape, click on next again. We're going to say total income from clients and click on finish. Okay, I've already got one of these, it doesn't matter, I'm just going to overwrite it, so I'm just going to say, do I want to replace? Yes, I do. Okay, so it takes us into print preview. Okay, we need a little bit of tidying up. Okay, so we're going to close print preview. First thing we want to do is get rid of the summary for town line. Okay, that just tells me how many records are in each section. So just hit your delete key and get rid of that. We want to change the word sum. Okay, so we want to say income from location, for instance. And we also want to change perhaps the grand total, okay, to just say total income. Okay, when we go back to report view now, okay, it's tidied up a little bit, but we can still see that we need a little bit of adjustment because we can't actually see the cost. So back into design view, as you know, and we can just play about a little bit. Let's just make postcode a lot smaller. Let's move cost across and also move cost there and move our sum off and our sum off calculation here as well. Let's just make these a little bit bigger, expanding them out. Okay, when we go back into report view now, okay, it looks a little bit easier to read. So what we can see, we have sorted or we have grouped by town. So we have Dingwall before Elgin, before Forest, before Inverness, etc. Inverness has more than one client. Okay, we also sorted by surname. So within the grouping, we now also have sorted by surname. And we can see quite clearly the total income from each of the locations. Okay, and at the very bottom of the report, we can see the total income overall. That is how we do a grouped report with an automatic calculation. So let's close this one now. We're going to say yes, we want to save the changes. Okay, if we had done a non-grouped report, okay, it's slightly different. So let's have a look. Create, again, report wizard. Let's take the same fields. So we had forename, surname, address, town, postcode, and we have cost. Okay, let's click on next. We're not going to add any grouping this time. Okay, we're just going to say next. Maybe we want to sort it again by town this time. We're going to say next again, pop it into landscape orientation, next, and we will call it, we'll call this one income from clients so that we don't overwrite the existing report this time, so we can see the difference. Okay, so we just have a list of the income from our various clients, okay, and we have, as I said, sorted it by town, okay, in ascending order. Okay, so it's not as fancy, but we can still do some calculations within it. Okay, so let's close print preview. Again, takes us into design view. What we need to do, we need to work in the section here which says report footer. So we're going to drag that section down just to make it a little bit bigger so we can put in some calculations. We're going to click on the A, B, okay, icon, which is a text box. not to be confused with the label, okay, that you were putting your name or in as a footer previously. Okay, so it's the AB box, the text box. And again, we just draw where we want our calculation to go. We change the text, okay, to say something like, I want total income this time. So I'm just going to say total income, get rid of the colon. Okay, I am going to move the unbound section, that's where I'm going to put my calculation. Okay, so I need to put in my equals, and I'm going to say sum, round bracket and square bracket for the field name, and round bracket again. So it's very much like Excel, we are summing the cost field. So we have cost in square brackets because that's the field name, and we have equals the sum, open bracket, square bracket cost, close square bracket, and close our brackets. When we go back into report view, you can see there that we have got a total income of 1,081. So we need to go back into the design of that, right click, into properties, mine's has already come up, okay, but if it doesn't, you would just click on properties, and we're going to say again format for currency. And again, you can change the decimal places, okay, into automatic or 2 or 0. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at automatic for now. Back into report view, there we have total income. Let's go back and do that again, into design view. Okay, we're going to click on the text box, the AB icon, and we're going to draw again where we'd like something to go. Let's just move that over a little bit. Okay, change the text from text 17 to VAT. Okay, so the calculation goes in the unbound section. Okay, so we are going to work out now what the total cost would be, okay, times 0.2 to get our VAT. So equals sum of cost again. Okay, so equals the sum of open brackets, cost and square brackets, close your brackets, and it's times 0.2. Back to report view, and we can see there that the VAT element on the 1,081 is £216.20. So we just go back into design view, again, change the format to currency, and we're going to say 2 decimal places. Okay, we could also have done another calculation which would have been VAT inclusive. So let's just do another formula. Okay, again, click on the text box. We're going to call that one VAT inclusive. And we're going to put in the unbound section that it is equals the sum of open brackets, square brackets, cost, close square brackets, close round brackets, and again it's times 1.2. Okay, let's just go straight into the formatting for currency here and change our decimal places to 2. Back into report view, and there you can see that we have the VAT inclusive, okay, which is just the total income plus the VAT. Go back into design view, you can have a look at those calculations. Okay, quite straightforward. The difference is though, it's not grouped report, so we had to type the calculations in ourselves.